The Maya were one of the greatest civilizations of the ancient Americas, thriving for over 3,000 years across what is now southern Mexico and Central America. The Maya lived across a vast region of southern Mexico and Central America, including the Yucatan Peninsula, an area defined by dry land, limestone bedrock, and a lack of major rivers. The Maya did not appear suddenly, and they did not disappear overnight. Their civilization rose, evolved, and endured for more than 3,000 years, longer than many of the ancient empires we still remember today. Stone by stone, the Maya built more than cities. They built calendars, mathematics, and a deep understanding of the sky. Achievements reached without metal tools, without wheels, and without written books as we know them. The Maya cities were not silent monuments. They were home to farmers, builders, traders, and priests, entire communities shaped around food, ritual, and the rhythms of everyday life. Then, slowly, something began to change. Construction stopped in some cities, monuments were left unfinished, and entire neighborhoods started to thin out, not in chaos, but in silence. Inside the Maya cities, pressure was building. Rulers raised monuments and rituals intensified, while farmers, builders, and priests struggled to sustain a growing population within tightly organized urban centers. To the Maya, time was not a straight line. It moved in cycles, measured through calendars carved in stone, watched carefully by priests who believed that every age had its moment to begin and to end. For the Maya, the end of a cycle was not a catastrophe, it was a transition. When certain dates were reached, cities could lose their purpose, rituals could cease, and people could move on, without violence, without collapse. The Maya did not vanish from history. Millions of their descendants still live across Central America today, speaking Maya languages, preserving traditions, and carrying a civilization that never truly ended. Seen as a whole, the Maya were not a mystery civilization that vanished. They were a society shaped by land, time, knowledge, and belief. One that adapted, endured, and transformed rather than collapsed. When the great Maya cities were left behind, it was not the end of a people. It was a decision shaped by time, belief, and survival. A civilization choosing change over destruction. Before history named them ruins, the Maya lived, remembered, and passed their world forward. Their knowledge moved through voices, rituals, and hands long before it was ever written in stone. Time did not stop when the Maya cities were left behind. It continued to move as it always had, carrying their knowledge forward while stone and earth slowly reclaimed the spaces they once filled. The Maya world did not exist only in stone cities. Beyond the plazas and temples were fields, villages, roads, and reservoirs, a landscape carefully shaped to sustain life across generations. Maya cities did not stand alone. They were linked by roads, waterways, and trade networks, moving jade, cacao, salt, and ideas across vast distances long before written history recorded them. Ritual for the Maya was not confined to temples. It existed in homes, fields, and daily routines, where offerings, incense, and prayer marked the passage of time and the balance between people, land, and sky. Maya knowledge was not preserved in schools as we know them today. It was taught through observation, repetition, and memory, passed from elders to the young through symbols, stories, and daily practice. For the Maya, the sky was not distant or abstract. Stars, planets, and the movement of the sun were watched from fields and villages, guiding seasons, planting, and the rhythm of everyday life. Maya art was not decoration alone. It was knowledge shaped by hand, pottery, carvings, and symbols made to be used, remembered, and passed on as part of daily life. Maya cities were governed through order and ritual. Authority flowed from rulers and councils, reinforced by symbols, ceremonies, and shared beliefs that shaped how people lived together. From cities to fields, from roads to rivers, the Maya world functioned as a single system. Every space had a role, every person a place, bound together by land, belief, and time. Over time, pressure began to build within the Maya world. Changing climates, stressed fields, and growing populations placed strain on a system that depended on balance between land, water, and people. As pressure grew, Maya leaders responded in familiar ways. Rituals intensified, monuments multiplied, and and authority tightened, as rulers sought to restore balance through tradition rather than change. While rulers turned to ritual, strain appeared within Maya communities themselves. In residential compounds, food preparation slowed, resources tightened, and daily routines shaped by maize and water grew harder to sustain. As pressures spread, the Maya world began to lose its rhythm. Cities, villages, fields, and reservoirs no longer moved in harmony, and systems once carefully balanced struggled to stay aligned. As systems faltered, Maya communities began to shift. Families moved between settlements, populations thinned in some areas and gathered in others, adapting quietly rather than abandoning their world all at once. Gradually, some Maya centers lost their purpose. Ritual spaces grew quiet. Stelae were no longer raised, and places once central to power and ceremony became still within a changing world. As centers fell silent, the connections between them weakened. Roads emptied, trade slowed, and the networks that once held the Maya world together began to unravel, thread by thread. Over time, some Maya cities were gradually left behind. Plazas emptied, daily activity shifted elsewhere, and once busy urban centers faded as people reorganized their lives beyond stone walls. Leaving the cities did not mean the end of Maya life. Communities continued in villages and countryside, farming, trading, and adapting beyond the stone centers they once built. What endured was not the cities, but the Maya way of life. Their language, calendars, maize traditions, and shared memory continued, carried forward by people rather than stone. To understand the Maya is to look beyond collapse. Their civilization did not vanish. It transformed, enduring through people, land, and knowledge shaped over centuries. The Maya did not disappear into history. History moved forward around them, leaving traces in stone, land, and memory, waiting to be understood rather than explained away. What remains today is silence shaped by greatness. Stone still stands where voices once filled the air, reminding us that scale alone never defines a civilization. People do. When the great cities grew quiet, the Maya world did not vanish. It spread outward into fields, paths, and distant settlements where life continued beyond stone walls. At their height, the Maya world was alive. Cities rose in stone, people filled plazas and causeways, and a civilization moved in rhythm, powerful, organized, and fully aware of its place in time. And then the voices faded. The stones remained, the paths endured, and time continued forward, long after the crowds were gone. Beyond the stone and the cities, the Maya world endured in land, language, and memory, long after monuments stopped speaking for them.